Today we're going to talk about something a lot of us use probably every single day, our e-readers. And look, our goal here is really simple. It's to help you stay aware, stay calm, and stay safe while you're enjoying your digital books. We're not here to create any fear, just to give you some clear information so you can make choices you're comfortable with. Okay, let's get into it.
You know, the magic of an e-reader is it's undeniable, right? The idea of having thousands of books on one little lightweight device is an amazing convenience. It's basically a library that travels with you, ready to go whenever you have a free moment to just escape into a good story.
And that brings us to the big question for today. While we're getting lost in all those digital pages, these devices are also, well, they're capable of observing our habits. It's really important to understand what might be happening in the background.
So first up, what your e-reader knows. Let's take a look at the specific kinds of information your e-reader can collect. A lot of this happens so quietly, we don't even really notice it.
Here's a good way to think about it. With a physical book, everything you do is private. It's just you and the pages. But with an e-reader, it's almost as if someone is quietly looking over your shoulder, making a note of which passages you love, which pages you spend a little extra time on, and where you decide to stop for the night.
So let's break down what that actually looks like. Okay, so the device tracks which books you buy, that makes sense, but it also logs how many pages you read at a time, and where you tend to pause or maybe even quit a book entirely. It can measure the actual time you spend on a single page, and it saves every single highlight or note you make. Even your search history in the ebook store, it all becomes part of this digital profile.
All right, next section, why your reading data matters. So you might be asking, how does this all add up to anything? Why is this data being collected, and what is it even used for? Well, this is the part where our personal reading habits can turn into really valuable commercial insights.
So one of the key ideas here is something called aggregated reading trends. Basically, companies take all this reading data from thousands of users, they make it anonymous, and then they look for patterns. So publishers can actually learn which chapters are so gripping that no one puts the book down. Or on the flip side, which parts cause readers to start losing interest. This feedback can influence everything from marketing to editing. It might even shape the kinds of stories that get published down the road, favoring things that the data shows will keep us all hooked.
This really shows you the two sides of the same coin. On one side, you have your actions, your reading progress, the kinds of books you're into, the quotes you highlight. Then on the other side, you can see how that data gets used. Some of it is for your own convenience, like syncing your progress between your phone and your e-reader, which is helpful. But other uses are purely commercial, like showing you targeted ads for other books or giving all those analytics back to the publishers.
Okay, now we're at the most important part of our whole conversation, what you can actually do about it. The goal here is to feel empowered, not helpless. So let's go through a few simple, practical steps you can take to make your reading experience a little more private.
Let's just walk through these one by one. First, you can turn off syncing. If you only read on one device, you probably don't need this feature sending data back and forth all the time. Next, limit your Wi-Fi connection. Just keep your device offline and only connect when you actually need to download a new book. Third, when you can, try to find DRM-free ebooks. They often come with fewer tracking features built in. And finally, disable the social sharing features. You can go into your settings and turn off things that automatically share your highlights or your reading stats.
At the end of the day, the core principle is it's incredibly simple. Your reading should be a private experience. That simple act of enjoying a book should be personal. It's so important to remember you have a right to that privacy, and you have tools you can use to protect it.
This quote really says it all, doesn't it? The connection you build with a story, with the characters, with new ideas, that is a personal journey, and it's something that's absolutely worth protecting.
And that really brings us to our conclusion. Again, the goal here isn't to make you feel anxious about your e-reader. It's just to give you knowledge. Because when you're aware of how things work, you're in a much better position to protect yourself. It's that simple. Awareness is protection.
So just to summarize everything we've talked about, e-readers do track your reading habits. That data is used for ads and analytics. But you can take simple, clear steps to limit that tracking. And the key is to be informed, not afraid. When you stay alert, you stay safe.
Thank you for listening. Stay safe, stay aware, and maybe share this information with your family.